Hola, hola a todos. I hope you're doing well. My name is Estrellita, and I'm a first-generation Latina college and postgrad coach that supports first-generation students and graduates through higher education paths and postgrad opportunities. Happy October 3rd if you're a Mean Girls fan. I've seen that movie so many times. It's so hilarious to me. And Latina Equal Pay Day is the time where we continue to build awareness, use our voices to let these career places, such as companies, universities, districts, nonprofits, the list goes on, know that we Latinas deserve to be paid what we're worth, if not even more. In case you didn't notice, I am in my normal recording place, my office, mi oficina. So nice, so cozy. I know for the last few videos I was out and about doing entrepreneurial things, but again, it's because it's Latina Hispanic Heritage Month. So it is a time for Latina entrepreneurs, creators to really get out there. And it's the time of year we get hired on the most for projects and get invited the most to events. Which, don't get me wrong, as much as I love this time of year, it's also very important that Latina, Hispanic creators and professionals overall to be celebrated all year round. Now, I'm very excited for this video because we are going to be talking about how to network as a first-generation college student. Because as I was reflecting back on my recent videos, I was like, okay, this is good advice. I love this. I do touch on networking a bit, but sometimes it's kind of hard to just even get started or to even, figure out how to go about it. Because yes, we know we need to talk to people. Yes, we know we need to get involved. But what is it that we can do to continue nurturing those relationships so that way we can have career references, amazing people to write our letters of recommendation? That's how we're truly going to grow. But real quick, I know I've already talked about Free and True, but I love them so much, especially this Bright Side Vitamin C serum. It truly leaves my face so glowy, which I love. And as I've shared with all of you, I'm not the biggest foundation girly. So the less, the better. And that's how I feel with this serum. So there are just days that I leave the house just with this serum, or I put on the serum and then I put on a little bit of face tint. Now, numero uno, let's go ahead and get started with these reminders. You're not an imposter. You belong there. Y calladita no te ves más bonita. Now, the reason why I say this, and I'm really speaking from my experience as a first-generation student, whenever I would experience imposter syndrome, limiting beliefs, I truly would limit myself from the opportunities that were out there for me to grab. And as many of you know, eventually I did wake up to snag as many opportunities that I could. But before I could even do that, I had to do the inner work to really look at myself in the mirror and just be like, Estrella, I know you want to do great things. I know you want to graduate. I know you want to build this dream career to give back to yourself, to give back to your family, and to just make younger you proud. But if you aren't your first number one hype woman, if you are not your biggest advocate, if you are not just trying even when you feel like I have to fake it till I make it, if you're not moving, pushing, then you're not going to see the fruit of your labor. And you deserve to see the fruit of your labor. You truly do. Especially because given everything you, your family, your ancestors have ever overcame for you to be in this spot, in this place, you truly deserve to take a bet on yourself. And being able to take a bet on yourself involves doing that inner work, getting through that imposter syndrome, inner critic, telling yourself very kind things, and really believing in them. Believing in the nice things that you tell yourself so that you could feel empowered to navigate university, professional settings overall, to build the connections, to build that network of yours, to truly succeed in college and postgrad. All right, numero dos, start talking to the people around you. And I'm serious because one, it builds practice. We all love to practice, especially in safe moments. And a lot of times, especially if you're talking to people who are studying the same major as you, you're going to continue to see each other most likely in similar classes for every quarter, every semester until you graduate. So you're gonna wanna connect and learn from each other, whatever that may look like. Simply just going around talking when you feel there is a time to talk. and just going around talking, getting to know each other on campus, off campus, at social events that are or aren't university related. It's really going to help. I know it's so small, me just sharing, go talk to others, especially those in your major or whatnot, or even outside of your major. I know it sounds so small, but a lot of the times it's the small things that sometimes get forgotten about. Ahora, número 3. Now, I really want you to remember this and hone in on it, that the most effective way to network is when you, the mentee and the mentor, can genuinely pour into each other. Because a lot of the times, and I'm guilty of this, younger me is very, very guilty of this. Sometimes I feel like others, including younger me, used to think that networking was just going to professional people and just asking, requesting of things, but never giving anything back in return. And when you are just constantly asking and asking people and not really giving anything in return, whatever that looks like, that's not building a relationship. Because as we know, relationship building takes time. Trust me, I am very, very guilty of this myself. But once the light bulb clicked for me, I was like, oh, okay, this is how I should network instead. So for example, when I was in Santa Barbara and I was trying to figure out the type of research I wanted to work on in undergrad before grad school, I would attend these events, these mixers that I would have on campus. And then I had met a PhD student who honestly, I just loved the way she would express herself, how kind she was. And her research really interested me at the time. I know PhD students are very, very busy people. They have so much on their plate with TAing, working on their own research, going into the academic job market, going to conferences, all of that stuff. So for me, I was like, okay, I really like this person. I feel like I can learn so much from her, but how can I do it where we can connect, build a relationship, but she can also get what she needs to get done? And that's when I asked her if I could volunteer as her research assistant to help analyze and input her data needed for her study. And because I offered something, it then led to an appropriate ask for me to ask, oh, can I have a letter of recommendation, please? I'm applying to the scholarship. Or, oh, can I have an introduction to your advisor? I would just love to learn from her, see if this is the type of PhD I would like to pursue in the future. That alone is a perfect example of pouring into each other to build and nurture a good professional relationship. Because let's be real, no one likes to feel used, especially when they have so much on their plate. And I know as a college student, we also have so much on our plate, especially a working college student. But again, everything that you are doing now is to set you up for the best possible career, professional success after graduation. And your network is your net worth. And even if you are not interested in getting involved in research, you can totally do this similar approach in all your industry. For example, if you want to get into journalism, it would be good for you to get your feet wet and to connect with people who are doing what you already want to do. So journalists, connect with them, ask for a coffee chat, and then offer if there's any way that you can volunteer for them, whether it's getting them coffee, offering to use any graphic design skills that you've learned or are willing to learn, send over to help enhance a professional website, branding, whatever it is. Just use either your natural born talents or the skills you acquired through your classes to help you build those connections, to slowly get into those rooms you want to get into, to then have the career you would love to have. All right, mi gente, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know I definitely did. And if you have any questions or commentary in regards to networking, how to get started, especially as a first-gen student, go ahead and write it down in the comments below. If you aren't already subscribed, please subscribe to the Cafecito con Estrellita YouTube channel so we can keep growing our family over here. Like, comment on this video. And if you're looking for one-on-one and community-based support, please check out the Cafecito con Estrellita membership. I will be linking it down below. Cuídense y hablamos pronto. Adiós.